Happened in D.C. unfortunately shows it's not a matter of if, but when the next round of violence will happen. The best thing you can do is be prepared. And that's the goal of a conference at UNLV earlier today. Petrania Poonts won there, and she's here now with some potentially life-saving tips. Petrania?
That's right, Dave. According to one former Metro officer, what you do in 7 seconds can mean the difference in surviving an incident like what happened in Washington, D.C. It's just one of the many lessons people took away from a symposium aimed at preventing workplace violence. A typical day at the office shaken by violence. What happened at the Navy Yard in Washington, D.C. could happen anywhere, anytime.
Violence changes your life. You never live the same after you've been exposed to something like that.
Former Marines and now UNLV Assistant Chief of Police Sandy Seda helped organize the first public safety symposium at UNLV aimed at preventing workplace violence.
So you gotta be smart.
Seda and other experts stress the importance of companies setting up action plans for employees in case of an emergency. Mock drills like the one police officers take part in teach people to stay calm in the face of danger and be alert for unusual behaviors from potential attackers.
If you err on the side of safety, I'm sure that you'll end up on top.
Former Metro Police Officer Christopher Curtis was at the conference and tells us that he learned it only takes 7 seconds to sense if you're in danger. The key is to stay vigilant and utilize the 3 B's: barrier, buffer, and broadcast. Barrier means immediately putting something like a car between you and the attacker. If there's no physical barrier, then create as much buffer or space away from the assailant as much as possible. And if forced to face your attacker, broadcast your threat. Yell and make noise to get people's attention.
Don't be frozen by fear. Being well trained, you're going to respond the way that you're supposed to respond.
Other safety advice for the conference include being aware of emergency exits to buildings and having phone numbers of police and family members on hand in case you need to reach them during or after an attack. The Center for Personal Protection and Safety, which helped organize this event, says there are usually warning signs before a person becomes violent. And one red flag is a big loss in life, like getting fired or a divorce. Also, watch out for a change in personality or behaviors. And people tend to vocalize their threats before an attack, either to their loved ones or on social media.